Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another webinar for Abu Dhabi branch of Attrix Group across the world immigration consultancy services, Attrix Innovative Management Consultancy Services. Today we will be discussing about Canada and Australian immigration. And just to give you a brief note about what Attrix Innovative is all about. Basically, Attrix Group was established in 2014, near the end of 2014, and Alhamdulillah, because of your cooperation, customers' cooperation, our many happy clients and their customer satisfaction, we have managed to expand our business in Abu Dhabi, in Pakistan, 5 branches in Pakistan, 1 branch in UAE, and we are looking towards international expansion as well. My name is Abdul Moeed. I'm the regional manager of Attrix Innovative, and the number on the screen is 26229991. Also, we've had some very good news in the last few months in regards to our nominations and ITAs from Express Entry Canada. I will be focusing more on Express Entry Canada today, and basically, Attrix Innovative is a multinational company, and it was established with our motto, which is enabling global citizenship. And the only reason for that is because we look towards all of our clients as if they are the one that need a solution from all of our Attrix experts. We've got more than 100 staff in this company. They are just delegated and given responsibilities all over the world with our associate offices in US, Canada, Australia, Europe, and that is one of the reasons why we have been very successful, is because all of our branches have had trained staff which can deal with any program which you might be interested in, be it skilled immigration, business and investment programs, immigration programs that result from real estate investment, and also we offer you post-landing services, and in some cases we also give you special cases appeals. We also offer visit visa assistance and study visa assistance as well. Abu Dhabi branch is located at office number 601, 6th floor Bin Hamouda Tower near Al Noor Hospital, Khalifa Street, Abu Dhabi, UAE. Basically, Attrix Group was established, and our main focus was having a competitive team with experts in processing, which deal with all the nominations and the ITAs and approvals from the embassies and the high commissions. Also, we have been focusing on study visa assistance and visitor visa assistance, getting you admissions in schools and colleges and universities, and also getting you tourist visas, B1, B2 visas, and many other visas as well. Our main focus is having 0 error filing for any and all of your cases. We focus on Canada, Australia, US, UK, New Zealand, Europe, and the Caribbean islands. Attrix has 6 branches, and in the last 5 years, we have been focusing on providing you the best services we can in investment programs, focusing on global techniques, education, and career enhancement possibilities. Basically, we will be discussing now about Express Entry Canada. And Express Entry is basically a very competitive program, but also very famous at the same time because it is very, very fast. We have processed cases in 1 month, and in some cases, it may have taken us an year also, depending upon your profile, your points, because Express Entry Canada is all about points-based system. If you meet the merit, then you have ample opportunity to get an invitation from Canada, which will result in PR visa, which is permanent residence. Basically, Canada is offering you permanent residence, 5 years visa, and it will give you all the possibilities which a citizen can achieve in Canada. Stuff like free medical, free education, unemployment insurance, baby bonuses, maternity leaves, paternity leaves, and child care benefits, tax rebates, and travel to Commonwealth countries, and free visitor visas for Commonwealth countries, and also you will get every single right that a citizen has, except for voting rights and doing a job in the ministry or the armed forces. Uh, the visa can be enhanced. If you stay there for 2 years in the 5 years visas, then you can extend your visa for another 5 years. And also, if you get to stay there for 3 years out of the 5 years visa, you apply for passport, which is something which everyone here wants to do. Um, Attrix is basically focusing every single branch, all the 6 branches are focusing on giving you services across the globe, uh, which includes almost 41 countries, and focusing on more than 16 countries, and offering you more than 40 programs in those countries. Thank you so much, Mr. Alim, for sharing your contact details. And one of our hundreds of consultants will be contacting you very shortly, and giving you counseling and answering all your questions. It is also possible for anyone to have a live assessment done right now if you tell me your age, education, experience, and language scores. And also, if you have any relatives in Canada, or if your spouse is interested in doing language tests, so we can do that also. Let's start with Express Entry Canada. It was established in 2015, and it is one of the main drivers of the economy of Canada right now, because highly skilled people are being invited to come to Canada, and that is the main reason that Canada has more than 95% employment. Due to Corona, of course, that has affected and has gone down to 86%, but still it is more than many, many countries in the world. Also, the main criteria I've already described to you. It is age, education, experience, language proficiency, and of course, if you have any relatives in Canada, or if your spouse is also interested in doing IELTS, or you know, there are other language tests also. CELPIP, CELPIP is also possible. It's a computer-based exam, and the first filter that they use to in order to choose the most skilled person is seeing whether you have scored 67 out of 100 points, and those points are calculated in a manner which I will be describing to you in a few minutes. But first, I will also give you a health warning. Basically, everyone here knows that the pandemic is still in force, and we have to be careful still. It's been many, many months now, but we have to survive this no matter what, if we want to see 2021 in a very happy and good manner. So remember to avoid crowds, remember to wash your hands, remember to um, avoid events and functions which you know that you don't need to go to. Um, uh, don't be casual about this. Remain home, work from home if you can. Of course, there are some jobs where it's major requirements, so you have to wear masks, use hand sanitizers, and use disinfectant sprays on your body, on your clothes regularly. If you have a cough or sneeze, then you should use your elbow, in order that if God forbid you have some sort of virus, then you don't spread it to the general public. Um, Few comments here. Mr. Majid Khan, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. Mahinder Mazaran, hi sir, is it possible to apply from Nepal? Yes, it's possible to apply from Nepal. There is nothing for stopping you from applying from Nepal. Shafiullah, hello to you too. So let's start. Basically, age is calculated in the following manner. If you have an age between 18 to 35 years, then you score points of 12. You get 12 points. If your age is 36, you get 11 points. If your age is 37, then you have 10 points, and so on and so forth. You lose 1 point for every year you are older than 35 years. Okay. So for example, if you're 47 years old, then you will be scoring 0 points. Okay. Similarly, just to remind you, Attrix is registered with the ICCRC, Immigration Consultants of Canada Regulatory Council. For Australia, we are registered with MARA, Migration Agents Registration Authority. And this is the only reason I'm sitting here today as a regional manager of Attrix Group is because of my CEO and managing director, Sir Waqas Riaz, who has trained me, mentored me for the last 3-4 years. And with his special guidance, I now have the knowledge, I now have the confidence to be speaking here in public forum. And it's a great feeling, and I'm very, very grateful for the rest of my life. Ms. Chabi is saying, Mr. Chabi, good afternoon, sir. Any vacancy Canada for electrical electrician? Yes, electrical engineers, you have vacancy. Electricians also, you have a vacancy, but you need to show some sort of qualification like a diploma, a certificate, and you can share your contact details, Mr. Shafiullah, Ms. Mahinder, Mr. Mahinder, and Mr. Majid, Mr. Chabi, that so that you can share your credentials with me, like your age, education, experience. And in that way, I will be able to better guide you. Or you can just share your numbers in the private inboxes on this page, in Abu Dhabi page, and we will get back to you today, hopefully. So age is done. Education. Education, basically, for anyone who's done a 2 years diploma after their intermediate, then which equals to 13-14 years of education, and that person scores 19 points. Okay, if you have like 3 years bachelor's degree, you score 21 points. Okay, if you have like a 2 years master's degree after that, you score 23 points. And if you have a PhD, a doctorate level of education, then you score 25 points. Okay. For work experience, you can be a working person in your own business, like self-employed person, or you can be doing your job in anywhere in the world. So this is a requirement. You have to be doing a job. Okay. So if you have like 1 year of experience, then you got 9 points. If you have 2 to 3 years of experience, you get 11 points. If you have 4 to 5 years of experience, you get 13 points. And if you have 6 years of experience or more, you score 15 points. Okay. Similarly, for language, I'll be discussing IELTS today. Okay. And IELTS is basically very, very famous, so that's why I'll be discussing it today. Maximum language scores that you can get for English is 24. And if your second language is French, you score 4 more points. Okay, for language scores, you have to do TEF, and for French. And for English, you can do IELTS or CELPIP. I'll be discussing IELTS today. So basically what happens is, I told you to get 24 points maximum. So if you score in language, reading, writing, speaking, listening, reading, writing, speaking, in listening, if you score 8 bands, you get 6 points. Okay. In listening, if you score 7.5 bands, you score 5 points. This is all general training, okay? In listening, if you score 6 band, you get 4 points, okay? I'm going to repeat myself. In listening, if you score 8 bands, you get 6 points. If you score 7.5 band, you get 5 points. And if you score 6 band, you get 4 points. Similarly, reading, writing, speaking, distribution of calculation points is the same. And for reading, writing, speaking, if you score 7 bands, you get 6 points each, okay? In reading, if you have 7 band, you get 6 points. If in writing, 7 bands, 6 points. In speaking, 7 bands, 6 points. Similarly, in reading, if you score 6.5 bands, you get 5 points. Writing 6.5 bands, 5 points. And speaking 6.5 bands, then 5 points again. Okay. Similarly, if you score 6 bands in reading, 6 bands in writing, and 6 bands in speaking, you get 4 points for reading, 4 points for writing, and 4 points for speaking, respectively. Okay, excuse me. Now we're done with age, education, experience, and language. Now I'm going to discuss adaptability with you, another selection criteria. And in adaptability, what we will be discussing is if your spouse is going to be helping you out by doing a language test like IELTS. Then, for example, if they score 4.5 band overall, or they score 5 band overall, right? If they score 4.5 band overall, then that's enough. They give you 5 points extra in your total, okay? For example, if the primary applicant is the wife, then if the husband is giving IELTS and they score 4.5 band overall in general training IELTS, then the wife will be getting 5 more points added to their total. So if someone is stuck in, like, say 62 points, then if the husband is doing IELTS or the wife is doing IELTS for them, also adding to the total, we get 67 points now, because 62 plus 5 is 67, and you meet the first filters criteria, the first eligibility criteria of 67 points out of 100. Okay. Similarly, if you have a relative in Canada, like a blood relative, like your parents, your siblings, your niece or nephew, your grandparents, and they all have to be over 18 years old, like your nephew or niece has to be 18 years old, and they must be a PR holder or a passport holder of Canada. Okay. Right, then we're done with the first step, the first filter, we're done with it. The eligibility criteria, we're done with it. Now I'm going to be discussing the CRS score with you, the Comprehensive Ranking System. I'm very happy with everyone who are sharing their comments with us on the Abu Dhabi page of Attrix Group. And please continue to do so. Please continue to share your phone numbers, and we will be getting back to you today, inshallah. The next step is basically CRS, Comprehensive Ranking System. This is again ranking your profile, ranking your age, education, experience, adaptability, and language scores in a profile, and getting you points from the Canadian bodies by themselves. So for example, you've done your education from Pakistan or India or US or anywhere in the world which is not Canada. Right, so you have to get equivalency from Canadian education institutions, right? So there are like many bodies which you can go to, and we actually choose the best one for you. We have to make sure that it gets you the points in very, very short amount of time, and also we have to make sure that we get you the maximum amount of points that we can in the competitive market of your residence, right? So this whole process is called ECA, and that is the Education Credential Assessment. Okay. Our ICCRC will analyze your educational documents and detailed CV, and we will choose the best assessing authority out of the many bodies that are being used by everyone in the world. And we will make sure that your case is processed in the fastest and the best possible manner. Okay, once you get your ECA report, it may take like 25 working days or maybe 1 month. After that, you have to give your IELTS exam or your CELPIP exam, and you have to get the IELTS material from us, which is like 46 GB of material. It will help you out with listening, reading, writing, speaking, and many of our clients have scored more than 8 bands, have scored more than 7 bands by utilizing that material. Once we have both the ECA report and the IELTS result, we will file your case. And the filing of the case is basically actually called the expression of interest, the EOI. And basically what happens is your profile is added to the large number of profiles already present in the express entry pool, because we will be doing the express entry program, the federal skilled worker category specifically. And over there, you will be ranked automatically by the computer. And the current merit for CRS right now is 472. So like everyone who has 472 points out of 1200 points or more than that will be selected automatically by the computer, and they will get an invitation to apply, ITA, invitation to apply from Canadian Immigration. And that is the best thing that you can get from Canada. And that is the most important thing. After that, what will happen is that we will simply be preparing your file for courier to the Canadian Embassy so that they can stamp visa on your passport. Okay. Also, do remember that there is a medical exam just to see if you have any viral diseases, and hopefully you will not be having any viral diseases. And so this is how we will be processing your case. We've had huge number of success stories from Canada during the pandemic also. It is only because of the hard work of our Attrix experts, our processing experts, who have been able to secure nominations, secure visas for you during this pandemic also. What happens if you don't score 472 points? A very huge question mark. For example, I didn't get 472, I got 420. What will I do now? Should I wait? What's the use of waiting? We know that it will not be dropping from 472 to 420, maybe in another 12 months, it won't be dropped. So what you have to do is you have to go for Provincial Nominee Program. Okay, we will be uploading your CV to the job bank, which is a huge website where your CV will be analyzed if they can be offered employment to you. Because if you're offered employment for 12 months in Canada, you will secure more than 50 to 200 points. And this is another way to add your score. From 420, you can go to 620 easily and secure an ITA, invitation to apply from Canadian Immigration. Okay. So I was discussing Provincial Nominee Program with you. For short, I'm going to call it PNP. Okay, Provincial Nominee Program. What happens in Provincial Nominee Program is, for example, you may be a doctor, a male, female nurse, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, medical expert, a neurosurgeon, some sort of surgeon, someone in the trucking industry, someone in the transport industry, someone in the engineering industry, electrical, mechanical, telecommunications, architectural engineer, or in the community welfare, in the community department also, or you can be in a lawyer, a paralegal. You can also be a financial analyst, a financial advisor, an accountant, accounting manager, a construction manager. Okay, so What Canada is saying is basically that it doesn't matter if you have more less than 472 points. Okay, it doesn't matter. What matters is whether your occupation is in demand in Canada right now. If it's in demand, then what happens is that they will just be matching your job description with the occupation demand. And if that matches, which is our job to make sure it matches, then you will be securing PNP from Canada, from a specific province in Canada. There are like 10 provinces, 3 territories in Canada. So what happens is that that province will be nominating you. And if you are nominated, you will secure 600 additional points. So, for example, you're stuck in 400, okay? You can't manage 472. Then what happens is that 600 points are added to you total, and that becomes 1,000 points. So, for example, 400 plus 600 becomes 1,000, and the merit is 472 right now. So, you will be going to Canada because you got the ITA, you got the nomination from a specific province in Canada. So that is the best part of PNP, Provincial Nominee Program. We have had huge amount of success stories. We have had huge amount of success stories. And I'll be just showing you right now. There are a few success stories that I'll be sharing to you. I mean, I can't share every success story with you, but I will be sharing a few just to give you an idea that we have been successful during the pandemic, and whatever I have been saying is the truth, but and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Okay. Alhamdulillah, congratulations to Mr. Taimur. He got ITA for permanent residency from Canada through Express Entry Federal Skilled Worker Category Program in a short period of time with the effort of our experts. Um, if you look at this carefully, then Mr. Taimur scored 475 points. The merit was 472 and he secured 475 points. And this was on September the 23rd. So, you know, this is during the pandemic, the second wave, and we have done very well, thanks to God. Another success story that I'll be sharing with you is on 7th October 2020, Mr. Hanif got Saskatchewan Immigration Nominee Program through Express Entry subcategory on their latest draw. And the nomination was received on 78 points out of 100, and the knock 0114 was other administrative um, services manager. Okay, and he secured it with CLB7, and it is only due to the severe hard work of our Attrix processing experts that we were able to do it, and with the cooperation and help of Allah Ta'ala. Okay. Another success story that I'll be sharing with you is Mrs. Hayat, who again secured it on 7th October 2020 on 78 points. Saskatchewan is a province in Canada, and the nomination was received on 78 points for NOC 1221, which is Administrative Officer, again with CLB 7. And this was again through the hard work of our Attrix experts that we got this. Another success story on 3rd November, just a few days back, Mr. Akram got Saskatchewan Immigration Nominee Program Express Entry on latest draw, which was at 68 points, which is 0423 knock, and it's a manager in social, community, and correctional services. And he did it with CLB 8 through the untiring efforts of our Attrix experts, processing department specifically. Let's discuss some of the latest news in Canada right now. A few days back, 5,000 people were invited to Canada at the CRS ranking score of 472. Usually 2 to 3 times the draw happens in the month, and in this draw, 5,000 ITAs were given, and 5,000 ITAs was the largest draw, which was held on 18th November. And With this draw, there's a total of 93,000 people who have been invited to Canada this year, even though there's been a global pandemic situation everywhere in the world. Canada is also processing more spousal immigration applications now. 70,000 new spousal immigration people are going to be invited uh, from 2021 to 2023. And for that, they have been under this category, wives, husbands, and partners of Canadian citizens and PR holders will be able to sponsor them. Uh, Current target that they have set for themselves is 6,000 spousal applications per month between September and December 2020. Um, Canada knows that their economy is working only because of the immigration uh, industry. That's why they have been focusing on getting 1 million more people in the next 3 years. Um, For example, today, British Columbia Provincial Nominee Program invited 76 new people who had an occupation in the technical industry. The technical industry is basically very high demand in British Columbia right now. You know, Vancouver is in British Columbia, so they have been demanding technical people. It may be computerized, it may be graphic designers, it may be system analysts, IT administrators, and similar people. Um, Mixed orientation couple, a dramatic development in Canadian immigration law. There has been a ruling. Um, the Federal Court of Canada recently confronted a case, and over there, a lot of mixed oriented people were invited to Canada and sponsored also to Canada. And this is only because they know that the economy has been driven by the immigration industry because of their very low birth rates and high aging of their citizens. Okay. 15,000 new people obtained Canadian citizenship in September. Also, Quebec, another province in Canada, launched a direct employer immigration recruitment portal from where they can just, issue work permits and temporary foreign worker programs to everyone who is thinking of becoming a prospect, a working person in Quebec, which is a very popular province in Canada. You can also go for a postgraduate work permit directly after studying from Canada. Okay, now I'll be discussing a bit about Australia. We've been discussing a lot about Canadian immigration, but now I'll be discussing a bit about Australia. In Australia, there's basically three types of visas that I'll be discussing with you. The 189 subclass, the 190, and the 491. The 189 is basically skilled immigration, just like Canada. It also has similar criteria like age, education, English language skills, and work experience, your partner skills. Partner means your spouse or your any partner. And please note this down. For age, if your age is over 18 but less than 25 years, you score 25 points. Thank you, Mr. Kumar, for sharing your contact number, and we'll be getting back to you today. Right, 18 to 25 years of age, you score 25 points. For 25 to 33 years of age, you score 30 points. And for 33 years of age, but less than 40 years, you score 25 points. And if you're more than 40 but less than 45, you score 15 points. Okay. Now, their English language skills are basically categorized in three categories. For superior English, which basically means you score 8 bands in IELTS. Okay, I don't want to go into PTE right now because that's a huge discussion. For superior English, you score 20 points. For proficient English, like getting 7 each in IELTS, you score 10 points, and anything less than that, if you score like 6 each, you get 0 points. Okay, a bit tougher on the English language. Similarly, if you have overseas employment, like if you want to go to Australia, but you studied in India or Pakistan or America or Canada, then if the number of years of employment is less than 3 years, you score 0 points. Okay. And if it's less than 5 years, you score 5 points. If it's less than 8 years, you score 10 points. And if it's if it's at least 8 years or more, you score 15 points. Also, if you have studied in Australia, if you've worked in Australia, the points criteria is different. If the number of years you've worked in Australia is at least 3 years, you score, less than 3 years, you score 5 points. If it's less than 5 years, you score 10 points. If it's less than 8 years, you score 15 points. And if it's at least 8 years or more, then you score 20 points. Okay. Remember, you only score points. Right. Mr. Bharat is saying, I want work visa for Canada. Now I'm in Nepal. Please share idea for me. Okay. The thing is, work permits is different than immigration, right? Work visas has a lot of details that has to be analyzed, and we can assist you for that. We can help you out with that. But for that, we will need a whole lot of documents from you, like your CV, your past experience certificates, and stuff like that. So what you can do is visit our Abu Dhabi branch, which is at office number 601, 6th floor, Bin Hamuda Tower, near Al Noor Hospital, Khalifa Street, Abu Dhabi, UAE. And the contact details, you can also get an appointment, which is 0097126229991. My name is Abdul Moeed. I'm the regional manager of Attrix Innovative. And the only reason I'm sitting here right now today is because of the mentoring and training of my CEO and managing director, Sir Waqas Riaz, who has helped me out with his vast experience of more than 10 years in the immigration industry, and his very, very friendly nature with me, at least. Okay. Remember, you can only claim points for employment if the employment was in the nominated skill occupation, right? For example, you want to apply in Australia, but your occupation is not in the skilled occupation list. There's a skilled occupation list, which our consultants will guide you in detail. Like, there are a few occupations which are not included in the SOL, the skilled occupation list, right? So if you have experience, the right amount of experience, and you are also in the skilled occupation list, then you can secure points for employment overseas or employment in Australia. Okay. Also, if you want to secure points for Australian employment in Australia, then you have to be on a bridging A type visa or a bridging B type visa, or have a substantive visa. And it has to be clear of all the conditions, which our consultant will guide you when you visit our branch, because it's a huge discussion. And we right now are giving you just an idea of some, make up your mind about whether you want to pursue immigration to Australia or Canada or not. So the best thing to do would be to go face to face, meet with our consultants, who will be wearing a mask, who will be using hand sanitizers, just as I also use the same, and everyone in the company also does the same. Okay, now let's move on to educational qualifications. The requirement for a doctorate holder is 20 points, and if you have a bachelor's degree, then you secure 15 points. If you have a diploma or a trade qualification, you get 10 points. Okay. If you have completed a professional year in Australia, like if you went there for 12 months at least, in a nominated occupation, which is closely, at least closely related to your uh, occupation according to your education and your current employment. Uh, in the last 4 years before you were invited to apply, and it has to be, the skill assessment has to be done from one of the few bodies that I'm going to tell you right now, the ACS, the CPA, the CAA, the IPA, and the Engineers Australia. Okay. Basically, skilled assessment, a lot of occupations in skill assessment, our success has been through vet assess. Okay, but there are some occupations where you need to choose another body, right, to get the best points you can, and because you have no other choice, because vet assess will not be giving you the skill assessment for that occupation. Okay. Let's discuss the spousal points. Your spouse or partner must also be an applicant for this visa. Okay. And they should meet the age and English and skill criteria. And if they do so, then they get 10 points. Okay. Remember, you have to be under the age of 45, like I told you when we were discussing the age criteria, and have at least competitive English results. You remember competitive, superior, proficient. Okay, that's what I'm telling you right now. So this is the base. This is basically everything we are going to discuss today about the 189 subclass visa. There's another visa that I'm going to be discussing, and that's the 190, which is the skilled nominated visa, and you get to stay permanently in Canada. Um, the processing time is usually 10 to 13 months. Okay, and you get more points if you are nominated from any if you are nominated for your occupation which is not in the SOL, okay, not in the skilled occupation list. Okay, and if you secure visa through this 190, then you get to become an Australian citizen in the future, just like you become a Canadian citizen through the express entry PR visa. Okay, and another visa that I'm going to be discussing with you today is the skilled work regional provisional visa for the main applicant only, which is for 5 years, and this one is the um, you get 10 to 15 more points for this visa if you are not able to meet the points criteria. Okay, and you must have done skill assessment, a suitable occupation, and it should be in the skilled occupation list. And you need to be nominated by a state or territory of Australia government agency. Okay, remember, all of our cases are assessed by ICCRC for Canada and MARA for Australia. Okay, just to reiterate, if you have any questions, you can share your contact details with us in the comment section, or you can inbox us if you have some problems with privacy. Attrix is here, Attrix was here, and Attrix will be here, inshallah, with the grace of God and Allah. And I'm very happy for having such an engaging conversation with all of you. Hopefully, we'll be meeting very soon again. And for now, we are done, and I'll be looking forward to the next webinar, and I'll be able to guide you in more detail. Plus, you can meet our consultants in Abu Dhabi branch of Attrix Innovative, which is office number 601, 6th floor, Bin Hamuda Tower near Al Noor Hospital, Khalifa Street, Abu Dhabi, UAE. The number on the screen is 26229991. I'm Abdul Moeed, the regional manager, and our Attrix experts are waiting to help you out. And we will be very, very happy if you choose us as soon as possible, or at least get some counseling done free of charge. And looking forward to hearing from all of you very, very soon. Thank you so much. Good evening.